What's up, guys? It's Jesse, and I'm going to be going over the Unit 7 discussion on capitalism. So, obviously, capitalism has changed everything, from wealth distribution to race relations in America. And the main problem with capitalism is that it perpetuates inequality, like how Karl Marx's Das Kapital states that capitalism is based on a few wealthy people owning the means of the production while the workers earn wages that never reflect their value. And this system isolates people and divides them into the rich and the poor, with wealth and power at the top, and working class people, especially mostly like people of color, at the bottom. Profit driven capitalism exploits and divides society, divides our nation. Neoliberalism intensifies these differences by arguing that little government intervention and unregulated markets solve all problems. As mentioned throughout lectures, all the lectures in 7.4, neoliberalism privatizes education, healthcare, and public services, and makes it harder for the government to protect the weak. And it makes it seem normal to blame poor government performance for social failures like schools and healthcare, rather than structural inequality. And this mindset also kind of promotes racist stories that blame poor communities for economic problems while it protects the wealthy people. But can these factors make capitalism fair? Social welfare programs and anti-discrimination laws can help, but capitalism's profit-driven and mostly competitive structure limits that impact. And a real systemic change would require a system that prioritizes collective ownership and democratic control of sources, as Marx imagined socialism or communism would. And these systems aim to eliminate class distinctions and prioritize needs over profits. Some people say capitalism promotes innovation, economic growth, and personal liberty, despite its flaws. And reformers also might say that having stronger rules, worker rights, and progressive taxes can reduce inequality without eliminating capitalism. And if we do a major systemic change, it would cause the economy to be unstable. So all of these are valid ideas, but if the economic benefits are evenly distributed, it would greatly cost society and the environment. And if we don't address these causes of inequality, these reforms can only temporarily reduce these systemic problems. So in conclusion, capitalism does create and perpetuate the cycles of inequality, and neoliberalism intensifies these effects by reducing the government's role in protecting people and redistributing that wealth. And real equity would need economic systems that prioritize shared success over profit. So my question for you guys is, if we make these systems more equitable, and a lesser difference between the wealthy class and the poorer class, would that be a better system and more stable economy? And I've heard people say that you need these two groups, rich and the poor, to even have a stable economy. What are your guys' thoughts on it? Leave it in the comments. Thanks for watching.